Hey y'all, I'm here. This is Kalia. I am tuning in from StreamYard today because I really am trying to, push out these videos. And I hope you guys can hear me like clearly. But I really want to get these videos pushed out. I didn't have time to get in front of the camera to try to push these videos out as much as I need to push them out. So now we're here with StreamYard and we're gonna see how this is gonna go. So I'm kind of backtracking away because I'm kind of a week late, but I still wanted this video to be out here and I wanted to do everything I needed to do on this part. So this video is specifically for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 5, Drama for Your Mama. Now, like I said, the following episode has already came out. I'm coming right after this with that following episode to come out. We're going to talk about that one. But it's going to be streamed for now. And then I'm going to come back, showing my pretty face. But we're just starting new things. We just starting new things to see how new things, end up going. So bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Okay. So this is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I said, Drama for Your Mama. Now we get into where we left off from the last episode. And from the last episode, it goes off of, Kenya and Marlo getting into it for Marlo banging on her door. So at this point, Kenya is threatening to call the police. And I'm just like, Kenya, is it that deep that you have to call the police being a Karen? Like, was it that deep? I don't think it was that deep. Yes, Marlo was doing too much. Yes, Marlo is just on 100 right now when it comes to this platform. But can you call them the police was extreme? Like, I just thought that was extreme. So yeah, Kenya threatened to call the police. And I'm just like, okay. And then, when Marlo was mad, she kept saying, Kenya, Summer, more. Everybody was just trying to figure out why she kept saying, Summer, Summer, Summer. Like, girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But she was talking about, Kenya Summer more. I guess Summer is her middle name. Because she was just like, Summer. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that even mean? So Marlo keeps going and going and going by the escalator like Kenya, which I did say Kenya is a horrible host. And Kenya brought them girls back there, didn't tell them why they had to leave or none of that. Just brought them girls back there and just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, girl, like, no, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Like, we came down here for you. And we in country town, Alabama. Like, relax, Kenya. Like, I really don't understand Kenya sometimes. Like, I really do not. But Marlo is worse. So I'm not saying that to say Marlo is good and she was right at what she was doing. No, that's not what I was saying. She was wrong. But Kenya being a host is zero, like for me, and not just this trip, other trips as well. She's shown her, how she is when she's hosting, and that is not a pretty sight. So I definitely understand where the frustration is coming from. I don't think the frustration is just coming out of mid-air. So Marla keeps going and going and going. And then, she slammed the door, but I think that was seen on last episode too. So she slammed the door or whatever. And then I thought it was just so funny that Sheree ran after Marietta and she was just like, I think the door just failed. I think it just failed. No, baby. That girl put force in that door and tried purposely slamming on Marietta. And I think Marlo's problem is she genuinely does not understand why Mayetta is just loyal to Kenya and Candy the way she is. Mayetta is giving you that loyal friend that's gonna ride for her friend and then go, do whatever for her friend when it comes to her friend. So it's just like she just gives you that. And I think Marlo wants it be so cliquish on here. So if you're not a part of my clique, you against me. And I don't think that's what it is with Mayetta. She's willing to be cool with you, Marlo, but you don't if she's not a part of your clique talking about Kenya and Candy, which is her friends, you mad. And that's just what it seems like. And I don't like that. Yes, I do think that Mayetta do be coming in strong when it comes into, taking up her friends. Like if you're gonna be a part of this cast and you gotta be everybody's friend. You gotta fluctuate. No matter who your friends is at odds with, they don't have nothing to do with you. That person to do it to you directly, so you can't have direct beef with that person. You can just go off based off what your friends are telling you and being cautious. Monyetta be ride or die for her friends. I get it. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, I do think there is a balance when it comes to that. Okay. So moving right along. Courtney is a bird. When they in the confessionals talking about, how she slammed the door on her, but yet I mean not Marietta, but Courtney is just talking about, I know that Marlo did not intentionally slam the door on Marietta. How do you know that, Courtney? How do you know that? Like, such a bird. Anything Marlo does, it's just weird energy, like it's different. Like you just gonna agree with anything this lady says. Weirdo. Like, sit your butt down somewhere, Courtney. You are a bird. Do you hear me? A bird. Like, talk about, I know Marlo did not intentionally slam that door. She seemed like that type of friend that you can sell your new self to this friend. Like, you can sell this wannabe that Marlo just this image that Marlo wannabe. Like, she can sell that to Courtney because Courtney gonna buy and eat it right on up. Whatever, Marlo. So I'm starting to think Marlo is a lesbian, y'all. I'm so sorry. But after I heard a YouTuber say something like that, just like throw something like that out there, I've been like, yes, I can see it. I can genuinely see Marlo being lesbian. I'm sorry. Yes, I can. I can see it. Yes, I can see it. When she was outside with Courtney and then she was just like caressing her shoulders when they going back and forth, and she go hot heated about, Mayetta and Kenya. Like, I'm just like, oh, I can see it. Now I can't unsee it. Now I cannot unsee it. So I thought that was hilarious. Like, I genuinely thought that was hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, Marlo really might be a lesbian on the low. She really, really might be a lesbian on the low, and I will not be surprised. I just wouldn't. I just would not be surprised. So, can you get on the phone with, Sheree and Mayetta, and she was just saying how the girl was trying to break the door in Kenya. So this thing where you just taking it from 1 to 10, acting like a Karen, does not look good on you. Like, please. Talking about the girl tried to break the door in. Like, really? She tried to break the door in? You think they'll just be sent out there letting her break the door in, Kenya? No, 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 Kenya. Like, I just think she's doing a lot. I think Kenya's doing a lot when it comes to this situation. I do. So she told Kenya tells the girl, y'all should never did that. Why y'all let her do that? She tried to break the door in. She was kicking my door. Brooklyn is in here, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. So now we get into Sonya get on the phone or whatever, and Sonya tell Kenya, we came down here for you, we're trying to support you. Kenya tell Sonya as like, you could go home. You could go home. You can go home. Simple as that. You don't have to come back, sweetie. You can go home, okay? You can go home. So I was cracking up. Sonya flew when I say Sonya was like, okay, okay. And she got her back and she left. Because Sonya was really butthurt about it because Kenya, we all have came down here for you. And how you gonna tell that lady she could go home like that? She already back and forth doing extra for you to get there and support you or whatever. Like, it was already, the cash trip was already awkward with Marlo, Courtney, and Sonya being there from the get-go. It already didn't seem natural from the get-go. And now you're telling Sonya that already had to go back and forth. She was willing to leave, go back to Atlanta, come back to Alabama to see you and be there and support you during your event. And you gonna tell that girl she can go home. Like, that just, I don't like Sonya either. But Kenya, you as a host is horrible. Period. Period, boy blank. It's horrible. And I'm not coming off of what I'm saying about that, period. So, yes. So Kenya told Sonya, don't come back or whatever. I thought it was funny though. I'm not even gonna lie. I did think it was funny though. I did. Because it's just how she said it. Like, don't come back. Don't come back. Kenya is hilarious, bro. So she told Sonya don't come back. Courtney is still a bird. I don't know why I wrote that again, but she is. So I can keep saying Courtney is a bird. Courtney is a bird. Courtney is a bird. Like, she just known Marlo for 2 seconds and she just all in. Like, baby. At least Mayetta to know, you know, not knowing, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. At least Mayetta have known Ken and Candy from for it seemed like a period of time. Like, Courtney, you just met Marlo yesterday. Like, and you doing all this. Just relax. Just relax. You don't have to do all this to get in. So I thought it was hilarious when Marlo comes back in, and Sonya already got her bags packed at this point. So Sonya is leaving, and Kenya is on the phone. They all talking. Marlo being childish, screaming loud. She just sending texts to Kenya, cussing her out, like Marlo being real childish at this point. So Sonya come down or whatever, like I said, and she's talking about because we all not kissing her ass, because we all not kissing her ass when she's, discussing with Sonya while Sonya leaving or whatever. And then basically she just was throwing shots in Mayetta. So Mayetta was like, if you're gonna say something, you need to say it. So Marlo getting her confessionals, and she was just like, Mayetta kisses more ass than Kenya eats. And when I say I died, when I say I died when she said that, I said, and I oop, baby, not that one, not that one though, Marlo. Like I felt when she said that, I was just like, this is Nene. This is Nene all over again. Hell on. Like it just seemed like something Nene would say. Like it just really just seemed like Nene was just speaking through her. I wrote down on my sheet like Nene is coaching her. I don't care what nobody say, but just it just felt like something Nene would say. Like I don't know if y'all feel me, but it just felt like something Nene would say. Very much so. Very much so. So now we talk about Drew leaving the hospital, whatever. Ralph is, getting her from the hospital, blah, 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 blah. Like, I could do without Drew, y'all. I really, really can do without Drew. I honestly, wholeheartedly can do without Drew, y'all. I'm so sorry. I can't. I can. Drew is not my fave at all. And she's not even doable at all. I can do without her, y'all. I can. So I was just like, whatever. So we get into Todd, and Todd have a movie coming out talking about the past. I guess this movie is supposed to be, of course, the movie is supposed to be, husband and wife giving their spouse a pass to go out and cheat. Of course, it's about that. Can we come up with something new? I don't know why, but this is always what a movie's about. This is always what a book is about. Like, whatever. Okay, the past, yes. So, he ends up, going back and forth with Candy. They do their talking, they do their little meeting. So as they in the meeting, and Todd is explaining everything to her. Candy is in her phone at this. She's just all on her phone. She can't Todd don't feel like Candy is engaged enough. When it comes to her stuff, she's all in. But when it comes to his stuff, she's like how she was on the show. So I just kind of feel bad for Todd. Like you can tell he's just not as big as her. So he's just not doing as much as her. So it just gotta be some give and take when it comes to that. I just feel like it's something they can definitely work over. It just gotta be some give and take. That's it. But I definitely feel bad for Todd when it comes to Mama Joyce. And when they were just talking about Mama Joyce, like, did she just get a kick out of, dragging Todd or whatever? I feel like by now, if Todd ain't came out with no cheating allegations, if Todd ain't came out cheating on Candy, we be hypothetically speaking about what Todd would do with the money when Candy is gone and dead. Like, the man ain't did that in 19 years. Let the man go. Let the man ride. Please, Mama Joyce. Like, and you would think with the situation with him losing his mom, you would think she'll be a little nicer. Like, I remember back when it happened and I found out about Todd losing his mom, I always used to be like, you know, Mama Joyce is gonna just turn it around with Ty. Like she's gonna take him in as her actual son. Like it's just gonna be a turnaround. I just knew, and then she just kept it going. Like she didn't give a damn. So I do feel bad for Ty when it comes to Mama Joyce and that situation. So I hope they get that figured out very fast, very soon. I also said it was so weird when they showed Drew on FaceTime with Courtney and Drew just wiping her face in the tub. Like I'm like everything Drew does is just so very irritating to me. Like it really is. Like I'm just like, and y'all, it was very hard for me to get to this through this episode. I should have said this in the beginning because this is another thing. Like I watched it the first time, and I try to watch my episodes twice so I don't miss nothing. Because I catch a lot the second go round, believe it or not. But it was very hard to get through this one. I don't know if it was just like a dragging, but it was very, very, very hard to get through this one. And I'm not even gonna tell you the experience. That's just another story for another day. But it was hard. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so Drew was on FaceTime with Courtney and she was over there wiping her face in the tub. I'm just like eye roll, whatever. Marlo is still talking to her life coach. We always see that. If we're not seeing Marlo talking to her life coach, we're seeing the nephews. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. We can kind of gauge exactly how this show is gonna go. As always. So, yeah, yeah. So now we get into, I believe at this point they were still at, yeah. Was they still there? Y'all, I'm just trying to figure out where the point came in where Ken went to the hospital. I guess I have my notes after it. So we just gonna talk about Ken going to the hospital after this. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's what we were just gonna do. So Key ended up going to the hospital, when they were all leaving the hotel or whatever, and they get together and Sheree bought breakfast for the ladies or whatever, and they get to talking about the updates on Kenya. And Sheree ends up saying that the assistant tells so basically, before we even get to this, Ken ended up going to the hospital on the episode. This is kind of everywhere, but Ken ended up going to the hospital on the episode. And she was just having chest pains when it was like the day they was preparing to leave, or I don't know if it was the day before. It was kind of mixed to me. I don't know how this ends up in this part of my notes, but whatever. Yeah. So Ken was having chest pains at the hotel in Alabama. And then it seemed like Mayetta already knew what was going on when Sheree was explaining it to the ladies. So then they get to the point of checking out and leaving and get ready for their cars or whatever. And then they're just worried about Kenya. They, praying for her. Marlo try to make amends with Mayetta again. It's just like, girl. So they go down there, they get ready or whatever, and they are eating. And we end up seeing Courtney panties all in the damn camera. Like, baby, pull up your pants. You so grown, baby. And on national TV to have your pink panties showing, baby. We don't want to see it, okay? So yeah, Kenya went to the hospital. They prayed. They said they prayers over her. They wish her the best of luck. Like, we all was just like, oh God, what's going on? So they end up leaving the hospital. And I thought it was just hilarious when they was giving updates on Kenya and Sheree was just saying her assistant said they still doing, blood tests, something was high of some sort, and Marlo was just like, well, that's crazy because I tried to call her and I tried to send flowers, but they said she was already discharged at me. We knew Kenya was staying in no Alabama hospital. Like, stop playing. Like, girl, whatever. It was so funny when Kenya was in the hospital and they called her and they was like, do you want us to come see you, Kenya? She was like, no, 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 no. I said, Kenya is crazy. She said, she was running fast out of that hospital than Sonya. Girl, can you buy with this hospital thing? Girl, bye. Bye, bye, bye. So now, when they got back to Atlanta, Sheree goes to visit, Kenya at home. And they show Sheree going to visit Kenya at home after all this is over or whatever. And she was just bummed about it not being able to go, not being able to perform. She showed Sheree all her, outfits when it came to the performance, and she was she was really bummed about it. She was really, and I would have loved to see Kenya do this. Like I said it on my last review that I just thought the whole Kenya Moore hair care with the band coming out and she doing dance. I thought that was just a dope look for the brand, just knowing how the marching band came in once before when she did the whole iconic Kenya Moore hair care, do 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 do. You know, so I thought it was a good idea, but it's different. Whatever. So I just hate she can do it. I really do. I really would have enjoyed and loved to see that for sure. But moving right along, I just didn't understand how Sheree so close to Marlo, and that's her ex boon coon, and she be just kicking up dust and dirt and shit with Marlo all day. But she gonna sit there and talk about Marlo in Kenya House, talking about how you know, Marlo is just looking for attention with Kenya. She just really, yearn for attention when it comes to Kenya. She just really, just want like, validation when it comes to Kenya. So Sheree is saying this to Kenya about Marlo. So I'm just like, Sheree, what kind of friend is you? Because even though this is true, what are you saying about Marlo is true, validly so. But Marlo supposed to be your ace boon coon, so how are you? What are you? I just don't understand it. I just didn't understand it. I just did not understand it at all. Like I was just like, damn, she's sitting here talking about Marlo. Okay, so you ain't a friend of Kenya either. You ain't a friend of Candy either. Now you ain't talking. Now you sitting here talking about Marlo. Okay, that's who ass y'all need to be getting into. Sheree. That's who need to be working for her check. That's who need to be getting handed to them on a platter. Sheree. That's who. Sure. So I thought Brooklyn was so cute when she came in the room showing her karate moves, telling her mama she loved her. Brooklyn looks so cute. Oh my God. She's just the most precious thing in the world. Like, I was like, oh, look at Brooklyn. And you can tell Kenya just adores being a mom. You can tell she's been waiting on this her whole like damn near her whole life. Like you can just tell when it comes to their relationship, their aura, their energy with each other. She's, brought Brooklyn up to just be so respectful and articulate. And it's just like, I'm so happy for Kenya when it comes to Brooklyn. That's one thing, that definitely seemed like it went right in her life is Brooklyn. Like, so kudos to Kenya for being such a great mom. It seems like to me. We don't know these people in real life, but it seems like to me, Kenya is a great mom. So now we go to, Mom and Joyce come over to Candy house and they are talking and they sit down. Candy's always seems very respectful to her mom, so but what I got from the conversation is ain't no change in Mama Joyce. Ain't no change in Mama Joyce, whether you like it or not. Mama Joyce gonna be Mama Joyce and she gonna say how she feel and she gonna feel how she feel, baby. Ain't no changing Mama Joyce at all. Period. And I just felt like this whole trash thing she kept bringing up, with Todd bringing out the trash, like men bring out trash. That's something that men do. But Mama Joyce didn't even have a man. Mama Joyce don't even have a man. So Mama Joyce, like, I just didn't understand. And then at the end of the conversation, she was saying how, well, no, well, Candy, if you like him and you like a man that don't take out the trash, you go to the strip club, and Candy had to tell her, I go to the strip club too. Like, I'm at the strip club with him. Like, Mama Joyce, what's the real issue? Because I promise you, it's not the trash taken out and the strip club. It's not that. What is the real issue, Mama Joyce? Because we don't understand. We don't get it. It's been so long at this point. We just don't get it. Todd ain't going nowhere, Mama Joyce. Just let it go. Let it go, Mama Joyce. That's just how I felt when I was just watching her. Like, what is the real issue? I think therapy is the best next step. So we can figure out why Mama Joyce feels this strongly about Todd. Like, where is this coming from? Like, why does she feel this way? Because we just are confused. We just don't know. Mama Joyce, you talking about trash? After 19 years, you talking about trash being taken out? Mama Joyce, that's not it. I don't know who you think you fooling, but that's not it, Mama Joyce. That's not it. That's not your problem. So we need to figure out your issue, figure out why it's there, and figure out how we can handle it. Because no, no, no. But it just always seemed like Candy, her mom is good, but when it just comes to Todd, and she was just trying to tell her, like, how do you think the kids is gonna feel when they know their grandma, they love just talking about their daddy like that. Like, how is the kids gonna feel? She was just like, well, I hope they will understand. Like, no, Mama Joyce, they gonna feel a way about you talking about their daddy like that. They are. She just don't get it. So, but like I said, Candy let it go on for too long. Now she's trying to, bring it back. But it's just different now. It's just different, Candy. It's just different. It's just different. So now we get into Sheree, King, and Drew go to get IVs. I'm guessing from what I heard, IVs is all the nutrition and vitamins that you need to get your body back right after your sickness, or when you just like when you had a long night or a long, when you just need that boost. I hear people get IVs all the time after they need to sober up. After a long, long, fun night. So I hear that they get IVs in when they're super drunk. The next day they get IVs. I haven't got one yet, but I hear good things about it, and I'm pretty sure in the near future I will be checking it out. But yes, Sheree, Kenya, and Drew go to get IVs. I knew exactly where they were, the exact parking, shopping center, whatever. So they all go. I'm just like, Sheree and Kenya look so cute coming out the car. I love Kenya outfit, but Drew got on his whole hoodie. I'm just like, is it hot outside? Is it cold outside? Because Sheree and Kenya got on tanks, and baby, you got this hoodie on. Like, girl, Drew, please, please. So they look really pretty or whatever. Everybody, gets there. And what I took from the scene is I just really want Drew to stop saying, I'm from Chicago. We don't use the word shooting. She just keeps saying it. So how we get to this point, I know I just raced there, but how did we get to this point is they sit down and they start, discussing, catching up on everything, and they start discussing the situation with Marlo. And what Marlo felt, Sheree had Marlo's side of things, and Drew was just explaining how she felt when Marlo just tried to, make her do her dirty work or whatever. So she wanted her to say the shooting stance. So she was like, I'm from Chicago. We don't say the word shooting. Like, what you from Chicago got to do with the word shooting? How can you be triggered by saying the word shooting? Like, what can the word shooting do differently in this situation? Like, I just didn't understand it. Yes, Marlo is wrong. I'm not changing, all the extraness Marlo brought with it. But I just didn't understand. I just do not understand why Drew keep using this I'm from Chicago thing as a thing. So they were just sitting there talking, going back and forth about the, Marlo thing. And Kenya was giving her spiel. Sheree was giving her spiel. But girl, that was pretty much about it, y'all. This episode was in too much of nothing. But the next episode, baby, this next review, I'm trying to be on camp and this baby. It's going down, down, baby. We get red hair candy, baby. When I tell you. So let y'all go. Drop down in the comments, like, subscribe, and I will be right back. I just gotta keep these reviews going. That's why I had to use the StreamYard, y'all. But I'm gonna be back. So like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.